One Piece chapter 1000 is a milestone that most knew the story would hit, but when you realize you've actually made it here, it feels surreal. The story that you have discussed, argued, fought, even cried over has now reached 1000 chapters. I know I can speak for a lot of people when I say thank you so much, Oda, for the amazing story you've created that has managed to bring us together through language and even cultural barriers. It's honestly mind-blowing when you think about it, but truly, thank you so much, Oda. Also guys, if you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We do content like this all the time. Maybe you thought you were subscribed. If you're not, make sure to subscribe. And if you are subscribed already, this is the time to turn on post notifications. But to the actual chapter of One Piece 1000, the heavily anticipated chapter where numerous YouTubers have created videos, posts, everything about possible scenarios, what they would like to happen, even characters they would like to reappear. Well, this chapter is here, and I must say, more than ever, it has lived up to the hype. I want people to understand that this chapter in a vacuum was good, but when you consider the milestone, the impact of the events, and the sheer excitement around the moment, it elevates it to legendary status. So without further ado, let us dive deep into chapter 1000. The chapter begins with our boy Luffy at the final staircase to the rooftop, but there are several bodies on the way up. The three musketeers had cleared the way for Luffy and almost felt like a king's procession. How they were on their knees as Luffy approached, it felt appropriate. And Luffy also donning the coat makes him look like a legitimate king. That's our future king of the pirates. But also in typical Luffy fashion, he doesn't call Sicilian by his correct name, but also leaves him with words of encouragement. He tells him that he hadn't forgotten about their sacrifice and what they did to protect Raizo. It seems like the moment overwhelmed him with emotion because thinking back to how much they sacrificed and to see it all unfold in the form of this short, clumsy kid with whom all their hopes lie, it's truly fantastic when you think about it. We then transition to a moment on the way to the roof, and here we have the three Yonko commanders, Marco, King, and Queen. Now, Marco versus King is something that many had speculated about, mainly because of their devil fruits and fighting style. It somewhat felt appropriate, so seeing Marco here with King is somewhat expected. But Queen, that's a huge surprise because even though it makes so much sense, he didn't even think about it. Of course, Queen would try to stop Marco from going to the top, and then at some point he would encounter King. It just makes a lot of sense. But Marco's ability is proving more and more just how much of an issue it is to deal with. His regen makes him operate the same way a Logia would, but there's some things to think about here. First off, we saw Marco get affected in Marineford by Garp when he punched him, so we know he can be hurt by Haki. The only thing is it's not really clear whether Garp is using Ryo or rather advanced armament, which I mean Garp the Fist, the non-Devil Fruit user, must have had advanced Haki to hang with the big shots from back in the day. So does this mean to hurt Marco you must have advanced Haki or an advanced form of Haki? Because people are completely down on King after this moment, but if you're attacking Marco, even if it technically hurts him, he's regenerating instantly. So the impact has to be significant enough to hurt him more than he can regen. And when you think about it, I said all that just to say Garp is a monster. We also can't forget about Queen and his skeletal makeup, which I think is one of the underrated things in the chapter. Because, okay, Queen is a confirmed ancient Zoan, but it seems via experiments he can extend his neck like a cyborg. But him being a cyborg is not a surprise based on his arm and his possible affiliations with Vegapunk and, you know, the weaponry and the Excite bullets, etc. It makes sense. But I'm just really intrigued by the way this works with his Devil Fruit. How did he manage to do this? It seems like even in his Devil Fruit form, he can extend his neck and it seems like it's detached from his body. That's absurd. I really can't wait to find out more about it, truly. Some people may not even care about that, but I think Vegapunk and the revelations we will get from him is some of the more interesting and exciting things in the series. So when Queen's someone that could possibly be affiliated with Vegapunk, I am really excited. I also like the fact that Zoro got thrown all the way to the top because I was doubting that it happened, but I'm happy it did because even if he had left Zoro on the entrance where Luffy was, he still might have gotten lost. So it's great that our Marimo made it to the top, man. We then get an amazing moment in which Yamato presents Oden's journal to Momonosuke, and then she explains to him where it was found, and I couldn't help but focus on her saying someone protected it from the burning castle. Could we see Toki make a return? Because that's the only person I could think of who could have done that. I'm also not sure what Momo does with this thing because even then the secrets in this journal could impact the decisions he makes in the future. Maybe he decides to fulfill his father's legacy, and then that adds to the motivation of him leaving with Luffy and the crew. But then what of Yamato? What does he decide to do? It's all very interesting. Prophecy was heavy this chapter though, where Yamato pretty much says that Roger and Oden predicted that young powerful pirates would advance into the New World a little over 20 years into the future. This does make you think back to the Roger flashback and the integration of Shirahoshi and how that would work, but I'm not upset at this. A lot of people in the community have some PTSD when you talk about prophecy and chosen ones, and this goes back to Naruto, but this has always been a thing. We knew that things had somewhat been preordained. Destiny is a very heavily discussed thing in the story, so don't avert your eyes or be upset at this. It will all make sense, and so far, I really see no issue. Now on to Ace, which makes me sad, who Yamato thought would lead the charge, and it makes sense. Ace was someone who believed in Luffy, well, Ace and Sabo, and if Ace believed in this kid saying this, his little brother, of course he would be included in one of the pirates that would make a return in 20 years, especially after he said he would return. Unfortunately, we know he didn't, or rather, he couldn't, because he died. Yamato's tears at Ace supporting Luffy's dream are impactful to me because they resonate with him. His dream is to follow in the footsteps of Oden, and I'm sure this has been met with tons of resistance, especially from his own father. So to see the support and belief Ace had in Luffy, how could you not be moved? This sadness that I personally felt from the chapter was also twofold because Ace, seemingly, based off of how ambitious his dad was, would have probably gotten along with him. He mentions having a drink with this guy and Luffy, and you presume that would be Roger, right? How different would Ace's life have been if Roger had lived? It legitimately hurts when you think about it. The full circle of the Vivre card as well was great because just think about how instrumental the Vivre card was pre-time skip to Luffy's journey, and even till the end, he wanted to take care of that Vivre card. It's really so many emotions when you consider just how far and how big this small gesture led to, the events it led to. Yamato also said pretty much that the connections of Ace and Luffy and the fact that Luffy was the one who came to Wano made things very clear for her. It had to be more than coincidence at this point. Oden's words about the future make so much sense as well, especially after he said no one will be able to defeat Kaido for the next 20 years, and the rooftop spread will be legendary even after One Piece is over, showing the pirates who will be leading the next generation. It is the auction trio all over again, but this time, Luffy and Kid, they have their right hands with them. Honestly, a fantastic spread that you couldn't help but lose your absolute minds when you saw it. I really loved how Luffy walked by these two Yonko to check on Kinemon, which gave an air of confidence we haven't seen from Luffy ever. Of course, Luffy's a confident character, but to walk between two Yonko, two pirates that are at the top of the pirate world, that is supreme confidence. I guess you should expect this from a Supreme King, but oh my god. Asking Law to send him below and landing an incredible blow on Kaido, Red Rock. Ace wanted to land a blow on Kaido, so it's fitting that the homage to Ace, Red Hawk, but in this case Red Rock, would be the first attack used in this final battle. But in addition to that, Ace in a quick flashback said to Yamato not to make fun of Luffy's dream or he would make you pay. Kaido and Big Mom did that, so Luffy completely rocked Kaido's jaw. So again, they made fun of his dream, so Luffy made them pay. It was absolutely magnificent, and the silhouette, which made everyone think about Shanks, right? And the words stating he will surpass them to become the Pirate King. This chapter, honestly, could not have been more perfect. This is a reflection of who Luffy has been. Every moment leading up to Red Rock, that is Luffy. His words to Sicilian, walking past Big Mom and Kaido, the actual Red Rock, and then his declaration. Just amazing. This chapter was really damn good. Again, based on the milestone and the moment, legendary. But I expect every chapter past this, 1001 onward, to be fantastic, especially while we're in Wano, because this is going to lead to so much. They're on the rooftop. Everyone should be in place at this point. Guys, this is just amazing. And again, thank you, Oda, for making a character like Straw Hat Luffy so damn inspiring, man. But guys, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about all this? How did this chapter make you feel? Do you feel like this chapter lived up to the hype? Because I absolutely think so. I'm really happy you guys are with me on this journey. I hope we can keep this going. Thank you so much. Make sure to like the video if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Follow me on Twitter at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Guys, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost. I rewrite it.